What's up, Hollywood Horror Film Club Slashers the series, and welcome back on another episode on our channel. Before we begin, please like and subscribe, hit the bell notifications, hit the comments below, and let's start. This video today is obviously, like in the title it says, it's about the new Friday the 13th series that's supposed to come to Peacock next year. And from what I've heard so far, is that it's a prequel series that was announced on Halloween last year by Victor Miller, the original Friday the 13th screenwriter, and a guy named Brian Fuller as the showrunners, which is interesting because when the remake came out, there was also a guy named Brad Fuller who helped get that movie off the ground, which is an interesting coincidence. Victor Miller owns the rights to the first Friday movie, as I heard. The whole Crystal Lake setting, Pamela Voorhees and Jason as a child, he owns that, but he doesn't own the rights to adult Jason, the hockey mask, and all that stuff that came later on, because that was all created by Sean Cunningham in the later sequels. But what I did hear is that they could do is, apparently some guy from Horror Incorporated, Robert Barsamian, apparently he let's see what it says here. So yeah, the franchise has been at a legal standstill because Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham can't come to an agreement about the characters and stuff and how they're going to split the profits. But also this Robert Barsamian guy, the owner of Horror Incorporated, will be working with Victor Miller, which means that supposedly they can use adult Jason Voorhees, the hockey mask, and everything that was, introduced after the first movie, which honestly, I don't know how they're going to go about that, but that's really interesting to know that they might be able to use adult Jason, because imagine having a Friday the 13th movie. And yeah, you get little kid Jason because it's a prequel, so you're going to, see kid Jason again, but you don't get the adult Jason later on. It's like having one of our favorite horror films with no Freddy or Michael or Leatherface in it, So yeah, I think that will piss off a lot of people, is if they don't have adult Jason eventually, like if it doesn't have him years later becoming an adult, becoming the Crystal Lake Killer. I think that will get people mad. So that's actually pretty good that they could supposedly use the hockey mask and all that stuff. And I gotta look at my notes here because I'm such a stoner and I forgot a lot of the shit that I need to remember for this video. Yeah, but another thing is let me see, A24 is producing it, and from what I've heard, they're known to make great shit, good movies and stuff, so I'm not really worried about that, about the studios producing it. I got good faith in that. Let me see. Victor Miller will also serve as an executive producer, which is interesting. And what's cool too is that Kevin Williamson is gonna write a episode supposedly for this. So, that's really gonna be badass because he's the original screenwriter and stuff. And I wonder what they're gonna do for that episode. They're gonna have like some kind of like whodunit type of thing going on in the camp, which they should, because Pamela was a killer too. So they could have like, and then eventually we find out it's her or something like that. Because he is, Kevin Williamson, and he is known to write good whodunit shit. Let me see what else. The original final girl, I forgot her name though from the original Friday, but the real actress name is Adrienne King, and she will be returning. It's confirmed. There's no release date yet for this, which I find crazy. Well, they're gonna have to rely on a lot of nostalgia, though, a lot of 80s nostalgia, But I'm wondering, like, what time period is this series gonna take place in? Because supposedly Jason drowned in like 50 something, so if they're gonna have her like with Jason when he's a kid still, then is part of it gonna take place in the 50s, and then we're gonna fast forward time into the 80s a bit to where Jason's like 11 or something like that, and he drowns, which I don't understand how they're gonna do that. But they're definitely gonna have to rely on a lot of 80s nostalgia for sure. It almost reminds me, this Friday the 13th series, like it could go in the route of like the, what was it, American Horror Story 1984. It almost has that vibe, like it's gonna go about like that way, which I don't mind. That was a fucking good ass season of American Horror Story. Let me see what else they got. Apparently, it might be a prequel and a requel, which I don't care. I'm cool with that. That's fine with me. Um, let me see. Yeah, and also it's gonna be a Peacock series, and what is it? Chucky, the Child's Play series, is a Peacock series, and it's pretty fucking good. So I feel like this series might be good as well. Um, what I think they should do though is they should bring back the Sackhead Jason too. If they're able to get the bring back the adult Jason, they should get the Sack Jason first, and then bring the hockey mask later. He ends up finding it later. And what they could do is they could start the show off like in the 80s or 50s, whatever, and then time passes. You got that group. You got the group of 80s kids that get killed in the 80s, and then time goes forward, and then you got the new group that goes to the camp, the new modern, 2023, 2024 group that goes to the camp and investigates the whole Jason thing. And fuck, they could probably be doing like some supernatural summoning demons or some shit like that for it, since it's a haunted camp, remember? So they could have like a what is it, a gypsy there, trying to summon spirits and the spirit of Jason Voorhees or something. That'd be interesting to see, because they could go into the whole haunted direction too, since it is a haunted abandoned camp. Well, eventually will be. It would be cool if they show the camp functioning and running in the beginning, since it's gonna supposedly take place like it's a prequel. So they're gonna have to show the camp functioning and running like a regular camp, and then all the shit show's gonna happen, and then I guess it's gonna get shut down, and then you're gonna have people in our time now trying to go investigate and hang out at the, because it's a hot spot for like tourists and stuff, all that haunted stuff. I feel what they should also do too, not only have Jason with his machete, but also give him a buck knife again, because Jason Voorhees does use a buck knife. They should give him a buck knife on his belt right here, so whenever he loses the machete, he could pull that out, stab people to death with it. Let me see. Oh yeah, apparently Sean S. Cunningham himself is also making his own separate Friday the 13th movie that will be in theaters, separate from this show. So I wonder how the hell this is even gonna go, because are they even gonna tie in together, or just gonna be two separate Jasons at once? That's gonna be crazy. It's like now how we have all these Batmans and shit all at once. We're gonna be having horror characters all at once. Two different versions of them at once. Just how we're having superhero versions now of them all at once. That's so interesting. And if he does make his movie, I wonder what route he's gonna go. If he's gonna lean into just making it a straight 80s styled Friday film, that takes place in the 80s, or is it going to be another modern time Friday the 13th movie? Because if the show does come to modern time, then because it's a prequel, so it's gonna bounce from back and forth, from the beginning to apparently modern. But I wonder if it's gonna be modern now or modern like in another decade though. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like 2023. So I wonder if that's gonna cause maybe Sean S. Cunningham to maybe want to like do his movie set in the 80s or something, to separate it from this upcoming show of Friday the 13th. And it'd be cool to see also like Jason get bullied and punked, and kind of see it, because as much as people don't want to hear it, unlike Michael Myers, except the Rob Zombie version, Jason does get punked on and bullied. He does. So it'd be interesting to see that, It'd be cool to see like what people did to him and stuff. It'd be cool to see the scene of him drowning, It'd be cool to see a scene of him like, oh shit, he didn't drown, he escaped, some kind of like little like clue that, his hand, or maybe like right there on the bank of the mud or something, and it makes a fist or something, or you see him walk off into the distance in the woods. Just something that indicates, oh yeah, Jason is still alive. That'll be so cool. There's no release date for this yet, like I said, which sucks, because I would really love to know, but most likely it's gonna be next year. By next year, this show should come out and stuff. Let me see what else is there. It was announced on Halloween last year. Yeah, like I said, Victor Miller won the rights in the lawsuit, but only to his first movie. Yeah, I've already been over that. Yeah, he won the rights only to his first movie, but apparently he's getting help from someone to be able to use, adult Jason in the hockey mask and all that stuff that came later. A24, like I said, is producing. Um, they're known to make good movies. Um, Victor Miller is also serving as executive producer. I forgot to mention that earlier, which is cool too. Kevin Williamson is will be doing an episode for them, which is badass too. Original Final Girls returning. They're gonna have to rely heavily on nostalgia for sure. If they want to get old fans in, like, oh, they're gonna have to have a lot of, like, that's what I'm saying. Is for that to work, it's like they have to set it in a different time period, like the 80s or something, or at least set part of the series in a. Maybe it could go from when Jason drowned in the 50s to the 80s when he's already an adult and he goes on his first adult killing spree at Crystal Lake, and use the 80s nostalgia, use 80s music and 80s looking hair and 80s looking people and stuff, and then bam, that season ends, and then the next season is going to be a modern season, where it's taking place in 2023/2024, and now we get an older Jason and people go to a boarded up camp now. It'll be fucking cool to see that shit. That'll be so fucking tight. It might be a prequel and requel at the same time, which I said that's fucking fine with me. I'm just happy to be getting horror movies, dude. Like, a lot of people complain, oh, like, it's not good enough, it's not what I wanted. But dude, I don't care. As long as I'm getting fucking horror movies and awesome scenes and new masks, I'll be there. And let me see what else is going on in this Friday the 13th series. So see, Jason's happy. He's coming back. He is coming back soon. And I'm so excited. For a while, I forgot how much I loved Jason too. Just the whole camp setting, the summer vibes, hiding in the woods, the hockey mask, dude. Oh, dude, oh my God, Jason is just so badass. He is a badass fucking killer, dude. Trust me. See my notes again, guys. Gotta get better at this YouTube shit, remembering a lot of these words. But I get so stoned, I forget a lot of shit. Yeah. So yeah, apparently Victor Miller does not own the rights to adult Jason. I always thought he did. I never knew it was Sean S. Cunningham who came up with the hockey mask adult Jason until way later, as I got older, like, and read more stuff about the movies and stuff. But yeah, Victor Miller doesn't own the rights to adult Jason, but apparently Robert Barsamian is gonna help him, the owner of Horror Incorporated. So Horror Incorporated, it sounds like he's like the CEO of horror in general. So I mean, he probably will be able to help him. It sounds like he owns the rights to everything. So who knows? I'm just hoping to make a good show. I want it to be like scary. I want thing. Jason is scary, dude. Jason is scary. Jason is fucking scary, dude. I want it to be scary and suspenseful. Like, if they're gonna make Pamela the killer again in the first season, when Jason drowns or whatever, especially since they're having Kevin Williamson write an episode, they should make like a whodunit. Make you guess, oh, can it be someone here? Maybe even throw a fucking killer that we never knew about in there, just to have extra killers. But yeah, make it like a whodunit episode. That episode Kevin Williamson is writing. And make it scary, dude. Make people, get lost in the woods, and Jason lurking through bushes and trees and shadows, just stalking people, maybe even setting traps, That'll be so cool. Like I said earlier, show the sackhead Jason first. They're able to do the adult one. Oh, dude, so many things you could do with Jason also. It's just like, it's unlimited, man. Yeah, dude, especially since he's in a camp in a big open environment. Oh, especially nighttime scenes, chase scenes, Oh, you got people around the fire camp telling the scary story of Camp Crystal Lake. It's a perfect summer movie, Jason Voorhees. Friday the 13th, dude. It's awesome shit. And in a way, Jason, well, he can't come back whenever, like Ghostface. You know, he has his date, Friday the 13th. But I mean, you get more of those still than October 31st. There's only one October 31st a year, and there's probably a few Friday the 13th a year on its own. So, I think Jason probably has more dates to come out than Michael. I feel like Friday the 13th is more like a summer kind of like movie vibes, you know, go camping type stuff, swimming, you know, get killed. Yeah, but I really hope they make a great show. I hope A24 and Peacock nail it with this, dude. Cause I miss Jason too. You know, I haven't seen him in the theater since 2009, since the remake came out. And like I said, it's a coincidence that there's a guy named Brian Fuller that's helping Victor Miller with his new show. And back like 13, 14 years ago in 2009, there was a guy named Brad Fuller that helped make that remake. That's such a fucking coincidence, right? It's like the universe like ticking at you. But yeah, it's awesome, you know. I hope A24 Peacock get this show up and running. Hope they get some. Oh yeah, one more thing. I forgot to talk about the director. Let me see. Let me check what the director's name was quick. Shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, it's Brian Fuller. It's Brian Fuller. I forgot. I thought that was a producer. Yeah, but it's Brian Fuller. He's directing it. I haven't seen much of his work, and I heard he did the show Hannibal and some other stuff. But you know what, dude? From what I could see, the position he's at, he's there for a reason because he's good at what he does. So you know what? In my world, I don't care who directs it as long as they're a fan of horror, somewhat, and they know what they're doing with the character. Then I'm cool with it, you know. And from what I've seen and read so far, he's gonna nail it. And he's working with the original writer of the first movie, you know. So he's got someone good to guide him in a good direction for this. I feel because we really do need Jason back, dude. We really do. It's been so long. Like I was saying, damn, since 2009, dude. It's been a while. Yeah, but yeah, dude. Hopefully they get a good series going. I'll be tuning in every week and watching it. Hopefully they're able to get adult Jason back. You know, that's the primary like holy grail of this show, huh? It's just to see this fucker back on the screen, you know, like with this machete and shit, you know, make him fucking scary again. And you know, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot, Hollywood Horror Film Club, for tuning in on another weekly episode. Hit like button, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and until I upload again, watch another one. Peace out.